Today we're taking a look at these NCAAF matches, which are happening on Saturday, October 1st, 2022, and giving you our parlay picks, match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. So make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Illinois versus Wisconsin. I have no interest in backing Wisconsin following its blowout loss to Ohio State last week. The Badgers were bad in every aspect of the game, and they have now covered the spread in just 2 of their last 5 games. Illinois has been a profitable team dating back to the end of last season, covering in 6 of its last 7 games. The Illini have one of the best running backs in the conference in their backfield, which allow them to compete with Wisconsin in a slow-paced game. The Badgers might pull out a win in the end, but I do not think they will win by more than a touchdown. Our team pick is Illinois plus 7 points. Both teams have shown the ability to extend drives throughout the entire season, as Illinois is 28 of 62, 45.16%, while Wisconsin is 20 of 43, 46.51% on third down attempts. These offenses also have been doing extremely well at running the football and finding the end zone, as the Fighting Illini have 4 rushing touchdowns, while the Badgers have posted 11 rushing touchdowns. Both programs have not been kicking well, so expect these teams to go for it on fourth down attempts in this game, as the Badgers are 2 of 4 on field goal attempts, have not made a field goal 30+ yards, while the Fighting Illini are 5 of 9 on field goal tries thus far. The over has hit in each of the last 5 games against one another, so go with over 43.5 points in this game as well. Oklahoma versus TCU. In what will be a high-scoring Big She affair, as per usual, the 2 major components will be the Oklahoma Sooners pass attack versus the suspect TCU secondary, and the TCU rushing attack versus the Sooners' 74th ranked rush defense. Overall, the Sooners have the more balanced attack of the 2 teams with a top 50 offense in both rushing and passing. In addition, the Sooners' defense has shown improvement from previous units with the insertion of Venable's defensive philosophies. Last week, the Sooners' defense fell flat against the Wildcats as they were unable to contain a mobile quarterback and gave up huge chunk plays down the stretch. Oklahoma's run defense has been solid up to that point, and they will undoubtedly stack the box here and force the Horned Frogs to try and beat them through the air. On the other side of the ball, the Sooners have been adept at both the run and pass this season, but must be salivating at the opportunity to attack TCU's 112th ranked pass defense. This line has jumped up over a point this week, and it's not surprising. The Sooners have something to prove after their home upset loss, while the Horned Frogs look like a team ready for a letdown after an emotional win over their new head coach's former team. Our team pick is Oklahoma minus 6.5 points. The Oklahoma Sooners are scoring an average of 40.3 points per game, which is 23rd in the nation. Oklahoma averages 231.3 yards rushing and 281.8 yards passing, for a total of 513.0 yards per game of total offense. The Sooners are averaging 5.7 yards per carry. Oklahoma quarterback Dillon Gabriel has 1089 yards passing with 11 touchdowns and has not thrown an interception. Eric Ray has 400 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns to lead the Sooners' ground game. Marvin Mims has 18 receptions for 397 yards and has caught 3 touchdown passes. As mentioned previously, Oklahoma scores an average of 40.3 points per game, and TCU is scoring an average of 46.3 points per game. The total has finished over in 7 of the last 9 games that Oklahoma has played against a team with a winning record. TCU has seen the total finish over in 5 of its last 7 games overall, and in each of the last 5 when playing against a team with a winning record. Our total pick is over 67.5 points. Ohio U versus Kent State. The Ohio Bobcats offense looked spectacular in the 4th week of the season as they scored 59 points. They will now be looking to keep that rolling against the Golden Flashes. Ohio is currently scoring 30 points per game, and they are recording 416 total yards of offense. The Bobcats run a pass-heavy offense as they have been slinging the rock around the yard. This is the 66th most yards in the country. They have also relied on the pass more than the run, as they are currently throwing for the 17th most passing yards per game with 313.8. Watch for Curtis Rourke, as he looked great last week. He threw for 537 yards and 4 touchdowns and didn't turn the ball over once. James Bostic has been one of his favorite targets, as he has already recorded 257 yards and a touchdown this season. The Bobcats are also running for 102.5 yards per game, which is the 115th most in the country. Ohio will look to get the ball to Sia Bangura, as he leads the team with 167 yards and a touchdown. He is also averaging 4.4 yards per carry. The Bobcats will look to keep the Golden Flashes on their toes with their play calling, as this is a balanced defense. On defense, the Golden Flashes have also held their own. They are currently surrendering 31.8 points per game and 447 total yards. This is the 98th most points allowed per game and the 117th most yards. Kent State has struggled against the pass, as they are allowing 289 passing yards per game, which is the 118th most in the country. The Golden Flashes are also surrendering 158.8 rushing yards per week, as this is also the 89th most rushing yards allowed per game. I would recommend watching for Nico Bolden, as he leads the team with 36 tackles this season. The senior safety has been flying around the field, as he finished last week's game with 9 tackles. I will be hammering Kent State minus 11.5 in this matchup with the Ohio Bobcats. The Golden Flashes have had an extremely difficult schedule to begin this season, as they have already faced Washington, Oklahoma, and Georgia. They honestly impressed me against the Bulldogs last week, as they were still able to score 22 points. I see their offense easily moving the ball during this game, as Ohio has struggled against the pass. They are surrendering 376.3 passing yards per game, which is the 131st most in the country. Kent State is also averaging 178.8 passing yards per game, as I am expecting Schley to have a big game in this one. The Ohio secondary continues to struggle, and he will be able to consistently move the ball down the field through the air. Ohio is also surrendering 44.8 points per game. The Kent State Golden Flashes will slowly pull away throughout this game, as I also see Ohio struggling when they have the ball. Kent State is allowing 31.8 points per game, but as I said earlier, they have faced some impressive opponents to begin this season. The Bobcats' offense doesn't compare to Oklahoma or Georgia, as this will be an easier game for their defense. Ohio's defense has also struggled this season, and that trend will continue in this one. The Flashes will continue to score throughout this game, as they will be able to run or pass the ball with ease. Kent State will do the majority of the scoring in this game, as I see them winning by 2 touchdowns. Hammer the Golden Flashes and lay the points, minus 11.5. Ohio is averaging 30 points per game. They are throwing for 313.8 yards and rushing for 102.5 yards per game. Curtis Rourke completed 82% of his passes for 537 yards and 4 touchdowns in the win over the Rams. He also had 45 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. Nolan McCormick had 17 carries for 62 yards, while Jacoby Jones had 6 catches for 106 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ohio has struggled defensively, giving up 44.8 points per game. They've struggled against the run and pass and will need to do a better job if they want to win this game. The Bobcats are averaging 30 points per game, but they are averaging 10 points per game on the road. They averaged 33 points per game in their last 3 games against the Golden Flashes. Even though they throw the ball well, they won't be as efficient against the Golden Flashes, who will focus on stopping the pass. The Golden Flashes are averaging 27 points per game, and they scored 63 points in their only home game. They averaged 32.6 points per game in their last 3 games against the Bobcats. They have one of the best run games in the country, and they are facing one of the worst run defenses, so expect them to come close to their average in this game, but it won't be enough to push the score over the total. The Bobcats and Golden Flashes played under the total in 5 of their last 7 meetings. Our total pick is under 65.5 points.